Proportions. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to solve an equation using proportions. So solve an equation, again, how to find a variable or variables in an equation that makes it true. And this time we're going to use the idea of proportions. So to talk about proportions, let's first talk about what a ratio is. Ratio is comparing two quantities using division. And there's lots of ways to write it. So example, A to B, or A to B this way, or A divided by B. All those mean the same thing. It's a ratio of this guy to that guy. And a proportion is just an equation that states the two ratios are equivalent. So we have this ratio AB, we have this ratio CD. If we're saying they're equal, then that's what a proportion is. A over B equals C over D. Very important that they have to be like the same units, but we'll go into solving that. So how do we solve a proportion? There's actually a couple ways. The most popular way is what's called the cross product property. You multiply, the key thing here is if you can do the cross product property, again, it's not the only way to do it. I'll show you a couple or another alternate way. But probably by far the most famous way is you keep the equal sign where it is, right? And then you do a diagonal cross here, AD. I always like to keep it on the top side. So if A is on the top, we're going to keep it here. So AD is equal to, you multiply this diagonal, and again, keep it on the top side, BC. And then from there, you just solve the equation. So that's cross product property. If you have two proportions set equal to each other, that has to be an equal sign there, not a plus, not a minus, an equal sign. Then you could multiply this diagonal, and it's an equal multiplying that diagonal. And then you solve. Okay, so let's solve this one real quick, right? So we have two fractions equal to each other. So I'm going to keep my equal sign where it is, and then we're going to multiply this diagonal. I'm going to put on this side 6 times 10, which is 60. And then we're going to multiply this diagonal. We're going to keep it on the top side, so 5 times x, which is just 5x. And then we're going to solve this like normal. So here's my equal sign, I kind of cross that. I want to get rid of the 5. Well, they're being multiplied, so we do the opposite, the inverse operation, which is divide by 5. And you get x is equal to 12. Right there. Right, you can keep on going on. The next one, same idea. Here's my equal sign, very important. You want to bring that straight down. And then we're going to do one diagonal, doesn't matter which one first. I like to keep it on the side with the top. So this is 6x. And we're going to do the other diagonal. 8 times 15. So I'm going to do 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 5 is 40. 80 plus 40 is 120. So I get like that. Right? And then we have this equation to solve. Just like before, you want to get that 6 by itself. So let's divide both sides by, here's my wall. I want to get the x by itself, not the 6. So let's divide both sides by 6. We're going to get x equals 20. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and then there's a 0. Okay, this one. So you can keep on doing a proportion. I'm going to show you an alternate way if you like. What you could do is just kind of solve this like you normally would, right? If I had this x over 12, what would I do normally? You could just multiply both sides by 12, right? Because you're trying to get the x by itself, and right now it's being divided by 12. So you just multiply both sides by 12. Keep in mind this is over 1. To make it a little easier to read, or actually able to read, let's do this. Like that. Again, you can always put over 1 and you get my number by itself. And then here we can multiply across. 36 is over 7 is equal to x. And that's our answer, because I don't know, there's no 36 divided by 7. So that's how we cross multiply, right? So if you have an equal sign, it has to be an equal sign. Then you could cross one diagonal equals the other diagonal. Or if you want, you could still solve it like normal. Just how do you get the x by itself? You multiply both sides with the denominator. Let's do another example. Now, here are the ones where you could solve it by itself, right? Get rid of the x, but there's two x's, so it makes it harder. This is where cross multiplication does really come in handy. So I'm trying to solve this one. Equal sign is where it's at. I'll multiply these two, and I get 8x. Then I'm going to multiply these two, and I get 4 times x minus 3. Now, the way we solve this, we want to simplify first. So I could distribute this left-hand side. And I get 4x minus 12 equals 8x. And I think we haven't talked about how to solve a variable with x on both sides yet. That's a future lesson. So I'll stop there for now. If you know how to do it, great, love it. Let's move on to this next one, don't worry about it. So same thing here. Right? There's my equal sign, we'll bring that straight down. And we're going to multiply these two together. So I'm going to get 42 times x plus 4. And I'll multiply these two together, and I'm going to get 6 times 77. I get some big numbers here. And then we're going to distribute. So 42x plus 160, 168. And 6 times 77, which is 462. And now we have a normal equation, right? I want to get the x by itself. So there's my equal sign. I'm trying to get the x by itself, so let's get rid of this excess 162 here, 168 here. Minus 168. So I get 42x. Right, I'm going to borrow. So 12 minus 8 is 4. 45 minus 16, I got to borrow again. 15 minus that is 9, and 3 minus is 2. That should, so we have that. 294 equals 42x. And now we just going to divide both sides by 42. And x equals, and here I get 7. Use my calculator off to the side. So we have that. So that's the idea of how to solve using proportions. I'm going to skip the next one because we're going to end up with the same problem we have here, which we haven't learned how to solve variables on both sides yet, the whole separate lesson. So that'll be it for the video.